morning. How are we? Today is Sunday and I have my long endurance spin. I've got around about 3.5 to 4 hours on the cards and I thought I'd take you along with me. I'm going to try something today that I've not done before. I'm going to use the Garmin workout feature because during this ride my coach has asked me to do a couple of efforts, one between 1 hour and 2 hours in and then one right at the end. We're doing a lot of durability work at the moment, so we're trying to get longer zone 4 efforts towards the end of the ride just to kind of simulate some of the stuff I'll experience on the Fredwitten, i.e. climbing right at the end of a very long ride. So fortunately the weather today, it's not looking the best. It's already raining and it's going to get worse throughout the day and it's going to get windy too, which is a very stark contrast to what I had the pleasure of riding in yesterday.
This is why we do it.
Anyway, couple things I need to do. Firstly, I need to kit up, but I dropped my Insta360 X5 again, and I have scratched the lens. So I'm going to replace that first just so I can take that out with me. I'll quickly do that, and then I'm going to get out on the bike, and then I'm going to join you in the wet. See you in a minute.
And we're off. Not too sure how well you'll be able to hear me, so it'll be a good test of the mic because the wind is horrific. Thankfully it's dry, but for pretty much 50% of this ride I'm going to be out in a stonking headwind. Does mean I've got a tailie on the way home though. So I'm following the Garmin workout plan. It's the first time I've used this page and it's actually quite good. Gives you a good range and some little notifications when you're outside of the power zone, so kind of concentrate more on the road and less at the screen, which is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I'm hoping that by the time I've got the first effort, the timing's right and I've got a good stretch of road, because at the moment it's quite busy. I've left it a little bit late today. A lot of faffing before I got out, I can't lie. Anyway, let's crack on. Stop for a tactical piss and also to change the tunes as well. I don't know if anyone else uses that DJ feature on Spotify. I find it really good most of the time, but every now and again it's like, hey Liam, now let's go back to some songs when you were depressed 10 years ago. Don't need that, man. Don't need that. So let's get something on a little bit more upbeat, eh? I think as well, might just be starting to rain. We've had a good run though, can't complain. I think I'm about 45 minutes into the ride now and dry so far, but yeah, it's coming down. It's that type of weather as well where I don't want to get wet, so I'm putting on the raincoat, but at the same time I just do not need this many layers. Roll on summer please, I'm ready now. So I've got this interval coming up in a couple of minutes and I suppose I better tell you about it. So it's nothing too crazy. 8 minutes in total, doing 20 seconds around 400 watts, rest, and then repeat that 8 times. I think I've got a good stretch of road to do it now. I might take this jacket off though because the rain stopped and I'm a bit sweaty. Really hard to get that right layer in at this time of year. In fact, I'm going to pull off there now and do it actually. Right then, that feels a little bit better. So I think I've got another set of traffic lights up, and then we've got this interval. Feeling much better though. Right, let's do it.
Still see the look up in your eye. See you wanna try. I'll be looking for you in the night. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in the. Still see the look up in your eye. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in the. Time pass by. Still see the look up in your eye. See you wanna try. I'll be looking for you in the night. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in the.
Right, that's that interval all done and dusted. Kind of got off the main road. I'm on the lanes again now. I really enjoyed that. Probably held each 20 seconds about 400 watts. Cool down in between. Felt completely fine for every one of them. Got caught out a few times on the traffic lights. So that's basically what it was. Just 20 seconds of traffic light sprint. The idea now is that I'm going to crack on more zone 2, keep fueling, and then I've got a zone 4 effort at the end. You might be able to see me struggling to keep this camera straight now. The weather is really grim now. Rain, wind. It's one of them. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? But the show must go on. I've got training to do. It's not that bad. I've rode in worse situations. Don't let that be my famous last words. Anyway, onwards. This is one of those rides where I just looked at the elapsed time and I was like, oh my god, I'm not even halfway done. We are on our way to Chester now. There's a nice little loop of like cycle paths and you come down the River Dee on a really nice smooth path, and I think I'm gonna have a tailie all the way down. Just gonna absolutely send it. Oh, it's so exposed where I am right now. But look. It actually cuts through some marshes in a second, I'll show you. So there's a KOM across this boardwalk. I think I'm going to try and get it one day on a gravel bike. It doesn't actually look that hard, but it's very well travelled by cyclists. It's pretty much how you get to Wales from the Wirral, or sometimes you'll even come this way if you come via Liverpool. All that you can see in the distance is actually Wales. You alright? So cringe when I film myself and cyclists go past. I'm getting better though, I am getting better. Change of plan. I've just checked on the wind map, and coming back down that river would actually be a really nasty crosswind rather than a tailwind, and I don't fancy that, so we're gonna turn around and do the lanes and ride a little bit closer to home. Getting hungry too, you know. Not mentioning it so far, but we've started to increase our carbs on rides now. Nothing crazy, stuff which, you know, is quite normal, I think, to 80 grams of carbs an hour. But I've done it all in bottles, and I'm not too sure if it's mixed very well. I'm quite sure I've just drunk a big clump of maltodextrin, so yeah, no wonder I'm feeling a little bit flat now. Right, time to navigate back through the swamp. so nice riding with a tailwind when been going into a headwind for so long. It's like you come out of the washing machine. I can hear again. Life's good. Can't lie, this is proper shit now. I'm so wet. Look at this. It's just dripping off me. I think the waterproof has failed on this coat. Only an hour and a half to go. We are in the trenches now. I am completely saturated and just spiritually defeated by this rain. My plan is just to keep on taking the turn, so I have to keep going, Gotta carry the boat, channel my inner David Goggins and all that. Can't lie now, it's like the Truman Show. The further I go on, the more the rain and the wind picks up. I'm being challenged. Unfortunately, the Velotoes have given up now too. My last ally bailed out, so my shoes are now just full of water. Basically wearing 2 carbon bathtubs. It does not feel nice, I tell you now. Right, that's the final interval done. I actually missed it on the workout thing. I think I just had my head down sulking because of the weather. But I am mentally and physically done with this right now. So I'm going to get back home, dry off, and then check back in. Give me a minute.
I'm back, and that is a wrap. Wanted to do closer to 4 hours today, but wrapped up at 3 hours and 20 minutes because genuinely that is one of the worst bike rides that I've ever been on. I can't feel my fingers, my toes. My bike is fuming. It was making all sorts of creaks and groans, but we got it done. Did both of the efforts. What a difference between yesterday and today, eh? The duality of spring. But I'm not going to go anymore. I'm miserable now. We're going to forget this ride ever happened, and I'll see you in the next one. But thank you for watching.